I'd like to hear more about your journey, your whole life journey, and how you got here to where you're at today. Not just it just I'm this and that. It
Sure.
helps frame
Sounds good.
everything, and then yeah.
How early do we want to go? How early you want to go? Like
You as early as you remember. I got bad memories
okay.
before 5, so I block all those out. So,
Got it. Nice. All right. So I guess I'll start off. I grew up in Santa Monica. I, played a lot of sports and went through the public school system there. Interesting enough, I have quite a few celebrities that I went to high school with, or famous people. Maybe not all of them are, well liked. One would be probably Stephen Miller, who was working with the Donald Trump administration on his immigration policy. But then also like Tessa Thompson, who was in the Creed movie as well as Rocky's as Creed's girlfriend and wife. Sorry. So a lot of interesting people went to my high school, and then I guess that's really I started my investing journey in high school. Another well-known microcap investor who I went to high school with was Chris Lahiji. So really,
wow.
he's the one who really introduced me to investing in microcaps. So I got to give him credit for that. Like we spent lunchtime in the library looking at stocks, and this was kind of like before the dot-com bubble burst. So we love story stocks. That was really our thing. And then the bubble burst, and that was I kind of took a hiatus from investing for a little bit after that.
Right.
And so I ended up going to UC Berkeley and studying engineering. I was always interested in business. My goal was to become a top executive at a Coca-Cola or like a Fortune 500 company. And so I studied industrial engineering and operations research because to me that was a more technical degree than a general business degree. So I started going down that path. And actually, while I was in college, I started a jewelry business. So I was able to start this business. Originally sold online, really started selling on eBay, and then grew that to having a TV show and having a manufacturing plant overseas, contract manufacturing with some Chinese companies. And so I did that. I kind of hit a peak as to what I was able to grow that at. And like once I was getting past a certain size, it was very difficult for me to be able to keep growing and profitably. That was the key for me. I could grow the business, but I couldn't grow it, and I couldn't get the operating leverage that I was hoping to get.
So a scaling issue.
Yeah, and like managing 100 people is a very different skill than managing 500 people, right?
Right.
And then putting the systems and processes in that would keep that you need to scale up. Also, for me, for that business, ended up being more costly than running it at a smaller scale and not having those same processes. For example, like most of the jewelry we sold was like silver gemstone jewelry. So $20-$30 price point at that time. With inflation, it's not, it's probably 50-60 today. But if we were going to add barcodes and barcode scan in everything and scan it out, the cost of doing that, the labor cost of doing that and keeping track of it wasn't worth the loss that we would get, or the miscounts we would have from not doing that. So that was like an example of one of the issues that we had, scaling up. This is like, okay, now we want to keep track of it. And with more volume, you start having these errors start becoming bigger problems.